Hey there, it's Gone Girl. I want to talk about the words I love you. I think I love you is the most overly used word, or maybe the most misunderstood word. I'm not sure which. In my experience, I love you means I love you until you don't agree with everything I say. I love you until you do everything I want you to do for me. I love you until I have no use for you anymore because you can't do the things you used to do for me. I love you until you need me and I don't want to be there for you. I love you until you become a burden. I love you until you won't co-sign any my behavior or my opinions or just anything that you don't agree with me over. I love you until you are no longer useless. You are no longer, you're no longer useful and you're no longer available to be there for me. I love you used to be a great statement. It meant, I love you no matter what. I'll always be there for you. You're someone who I always wanted in my life. That is what I love you used to mean. Nowadays, that's not what it means. I love you until I can't control you. I love you until you are no longer of service to me. I love you, but I don't want you in my life. I love you, but I'm going to take away everything that mattered to you. I love you until I have someone else that is willing to do, say, everything I wanted you to do and say. See, I love you is a very toxic statement because there's always a hook to I love you. It's not just a feeling. It's not just that warm, fuzzy feeling that we get for the people in our lives that really matter to us. It actually is more of a weapon because it's always really, I love you until ... And I had to find that out the hard way because I honestly believed the people in my life really did love me. I really did. Call me blind, deaf, and dumb. I don't know which. But until you end up a situation like mine, where an accident ruined your entire life, and you're not the person that you used to be, it's really odd that the I love you slips away into I no longer need you to be around. I no longer want you to be around. I'm going to withhold everything that you hold dearly because my I love you came with strings attached. Except for the fact that you didn't give me the handbook on I love you. Because I thought I love you was how you felt about someone, how they mattered to you, how much you care about them. But nowadays, I love you should have a book. I love you for dummies. You know the series, Everything is for Dummies? Because really, I should have bought that book, I Love You for Dummies, because I did not realize that love hinged on how useful you are to a person. I did not know that. That's not my definition of I love you. It just isn't. But having said all that, I still love the people who no longer love me or want to be part of my life because love is unconditional. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be I love you until. It never was supposed to be that. But I learned the hard way. Boy, get hit by a car, screw up your life for 6 years, and boy, do you find out things about the people around you that you never saw before. You never saw the I love you until. Well, the best thing about that is, if there is a best thing, is you actually get to see who people really are instead of seeing them through your rose-colored glasses because you love them. You know, I live with an addict and an alcoholic. Oh, and boy, does he love me because he's got a free place to live or next to free place to live. He's no longer homeless. But his I love you is because I'm going to go out 4 and 5 days a week and use, and I've got a nice house to come back to and come down and wait till I do it all again. And his I love you, I'm going to take care of you means he'll make me a coffee, but he won't put sheets on my bed that haven't been on my bed since September 1st. I love you until I have to unpack this stuff since we moved September 1st and nothing is unpacked. I love you, but I love drugs more and I love alcohol more. Now, on the flip side of that said person, he can say I love you to our daughter because he babysits. He goes out shopping with them. He's of use to them. I used to be that person that was of use to them. You know, I was of use to them when they were homeless and told me that they were coming to stay with me for a week and it was almost a year. Boy, they loved me then. They loved me when they were 18, had a baby, and I let them come and stay here so I could help them with the baby. And I used to be with the first grandbaby at least 4 times a week. He was either at my house or we were at their house. But now the I love you until came in and now I'm not I'm not around them at all. They were yanked out from under me due to a disagreement, which by the way, most of the disagreement it was on the said drug addict alcoholic and the fact that I am no longer useful to this person. So be careful who you tell them I love you. Because it's really not good when you have to find out later on that I love you is a conditional thing. It's not unconditional at all. You know, my mom loves me, but you know how I know my mom loves me? Because no matter what happens in my life, she's always there for me. Was she there for me when I was young? Absolutely not. But as I grew older and she grew older, we began a really good relationship, especially after my brother killed himself. Now, she lives far, far away from me, but she always calls and lets me know that she loves me. She's there to listen to me. She's there to help me solve things. And I'm not technically her child because I'm adopted. And she, as I said, she was not there for me when I was young. But I learned that her love was real. Even if I couldn't see it, even if I was blind to it, even if I know she chose some people over me. But she has done everything to make that up to me. Now I detest the words, I love you. Because in the back of my head, I always have to look at the motive, which I never looked for a motive before. I never needed to. I just accepted it and believed it. But boy, was I wrong. I was so off base. This accident has shown me everybody's true colors and who they are. They haven't even figured out how that there's reasons why I'm so damaged. Like like they don't even care that far. They don't care that I'm not being looked after by the said drug addict alcoholic. In fact, I think they really only care the fact that he's in my house and not in theirs. But I still love who I loved yesterday, the day before, a year before. And just because I'm upset with said people that don't love me anymore, that doesn't mean I don't love them. Because mine doesn't come with expectations. It may seem like it does. The only expectation I had was that they wouldn't make me feel like a burden and walk away. I did not step in front of a car. The car went out of its way to hit me and kill my friend. I had nothing to do with that accident other than stepping one foot off a curb, and then it ruined my life. And yes, said people in my life thought, oh, she's not getting better. Well, it's been 6 years. If you actually read the medical reports and actually cared enough to invest some time into it, they would understand exactly what's going on. But you have to love someone to do all that. When my sister was dying of cancer, I think I wore Google out. I researched every single possible thing I could to help save her life. Diet plans, keeping her body alkaline because cancer can only grow in an acidic environment. You know, when my brother killed himself, I was the one that cared. I had to force my mom to come from out west to have a fake memorial service, fake by her, not by me. And she didn't even stick around to bury my brother. Me and my family buried my brother. So you see, not everybody loves you when they say they love you. But on that note, I will no longer believe in the words I love you, because the statement is I love you until. And that's sad. Yet, on YouTube, there are people who have told me they love me and they care about me. And guess what? They really do. They actually really do. They check on me, they call me, they listen without judgment. They don't make me feel like I'm useless to the entire universe. They don't make me think that my life no longer matters. And I think they're awesome for that. So thank you. Thank you to my YouTube family. Anyways, Gone Girl is gone.